Officials from the Office of the Directorate of Public Prosecutions have appeared before the Joint Committee of Parliament that is scrutinizing the UPDF Amendment Bill 2025, led by the Deputy DPP, John Baptist Asimwe. The officials cited Clause 38B of the bill, which gives powers to a serving military officer to execute judicial services, which goes against the independence of the court and the Constitution.
Perceived fears of partiality, there is a need to strengthen the tenets of independence of the General Court Martial. We recommend that a specific provision in the terms equivalent to Article 128 of the Constitution be inserted to guarantee independence of the General Court Martial, provide for non-interference in the performance of their judicial function from third parties, including their superior authority.
Asimwe said Section 1952 of the bill states that members of the court-martial shall be elected by High Command. He says it's not ideal for the executive to appoint individuals, although he agrees that the appointing authority should be vested with the President in consultation with Judicial Service Commission.
Recommend that the appointing authority be vested for the President, who is the chairperson of the High Command. It should be up to the President to do wide consultations from stakeholders, who may include members of the High Command, before appointing members of the General Court Martial. In addition, since military trials may involve civilians, specifically provide for the composition of at least one civilian member of the trial panel.
The bill also gives unlimited jurisdiction to court-martial to try any military officer. However, according to the DPP, this wide jurisdiction may cause problems because of the laws like the Anti-Corruption Act and Terrorism Act, which require specialized skills.
The provision would mean that the General Court Martial can even try corruption-related offenses under the Anti-Corruption Act, reserved for the Anti-Corruption Division of the High Court, war crimes, crimes against humanity under the ICC Act, terrorism under the Anti-Terrorism Act, reserved for the International Crimes Division of the High Court.
Asking this, referring to the offense of murder, for example. Is there another definition of murder under the military law?
In creation of a rivalry court to the ordinary courts, where offenses can be charged in the civil court.
The issue of leaving court-martial to handle only cases in the UPDF Act also attracted mixed reactions.
In the UPDF Act for trial of civilians in military courts to be only under limited circumstances and only after the state has concretely demonstrated to the court by verifiable facts and by objective and serious reason the need and justification of recourse to the military court.
That the mandate of the General Court Martial should be restricted to trials of offenses under the UPDF Act, where the offenders commit offenses beyond those provided for under the UPDF Act. Jurisdiction should be vested in the applicable civilian court.
Would you help me to know whether, studying from the standard running of militaries universally, this law offends that universality?
That those exceptional circumstances should be restricted to offenses under the UPDF Act. Otherwise, if you provided that they can have powers to preside offenses in any other law that this parliament makes, first you will be creating a contradiction. It will be some sort of vote of no confidence from the civil system for which the military is subordinate.
The office of the DPP thinks the clause on ranks is not necessary, emphasizing that this portrays the court as not being independent.
It is not necessary. First, the process of assigning an acting rank may be bureaucratic and delay the administration of justice. Second, Where a person of a higher rank is arrested, the court will not have jurisdiction to deal with him or her until the head of the General Court Martial has been assigned an acting rank.
The current UPDF bill provides for members of court-martial, but appointment of prosecutors is not catered for. I'm Nafka Farida and Gloria Gwitabinji at Parliament.